Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast, and I'm joined today by a dying Liam
Hello.
and by Liam's brother Luke.
It's nice to be back.
And Luke, I'm sort of seeing that you've got something here for us. We are completely in the dark as to what that is, so I'm going to throw the mic straight over to you.
Thank you very much, Jack. So I've got something a little bit different planned for your channel today. So I noticed how much you guys like interactive games, and I was thinking, what's more interactive than a tabletop RPG? So anyone that knows a bit about D&D, a tabletop RPG is basically a broken down version of that. So kind of I've built some rules, I've borrowed some rules, and I tried to make it a bit TellTale. And what I've done is I've taken the first issue of the Fables comics and I've turned it into a TellTale style interactive drama that Liam and Jack are going to play through with us today. So before I begin, I should mention this loosely follows the first volume of the Fables comics. So if you want to read that before you do that, I would suggest you pause the video and read that comic now. However, you might also want to chase it up afterwards and see where the differences and similarities are, because while I'm following that storyline, and I do keep the central mystery and twist, because I'm making it interactive, Liam and Jack are going to be choosing the choices, so obviously they might go in a completely separate direction, and I have to stick with it as the games master here. So, Liam and Jack, can I confirm you both have a 6-sided dice on you?
I do.
Yeah, I've got a phone with a dice on it. That'll do it.
Bloody millennials. And can I also confirm you have a stat sheet that I have sent you through?
Yep.
So, first off, I need one of you to be Bigby Wolf. Who wants to be Bigby?
Yeah, I've got the raspy voice for it. I'll be Bigby.
So Liam will be Bigby Wolf in this game, and I've given Liam some stats, and I've written down your health points and your defense. Your health points are 30, so you can take 30 points of damage, and your defense is 3. Don't worry too much about combat yet. I'll explain that when we get into a combat situation. Jack, you need to be Bigby Wolf's partner. Is there a particular character you think would pair well with Bigby during this investigation?
I think due to my southeast charming ways, it's got to be Toad. So I'll be Toad.
Bigby, how are you feeling about Toad being your partner?
Oh, come on. Wear your fucking glamour, Toad.
Yeah, hopefully there's no clues that involve Mondays. So I have built Toad a character sheet. Your health is slightly less than Bigby's, 20, but I've kept your defense as 3. What I think is like Bigby is armor. I think Toad's probably quite good at dodging. So like you just struggle to hit Toad basically. Both of you have 3 other stats: strength, investigation, and deception. So strength is how strong you are and how fast you are. Investigation is how good you are at reading clues, and deception is how good you're lying to people. Now, I am going to ask both of you to decide what you think your rank, what you think your character is skilled at. For what they're most skilled at, I want you to put a 3 in that box. What you think they're middle at, I want you to put a 2 in that box. And what you think they're the worst at, I want you to put 1 in that box.
So we're doing this as the character, not as us, right?
Oh, yeah. For example, I don't know how strong Toad is going to be. So you might want to put Toad as strength 1.
Right, okay.
I'm going to go nice and simple and go 3, 2, 1 down.
And I've done the exact opposite. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So Toad's a really good liar, and Bigby's strong. But I don't think Bigby is a good liar, to be honest. I think his poker face isn't that good. And your investigation is both 2, so that means you're quite even when it comes to investigations. And what's going to happen is throughout this game, you're going to be given a load of challenges. And to see how well your character does at the challenges, I'm going to get you to roll the dice. And there'll be a score you have to pass. For example, if it's quite an easy clue to pick up on, I might ask you to roll a 4. If it's quite difficult, I might ask you to roll a 6. You get to add the points you've just put in there. So, for example, If it's a strength check, Liam's going to add a 3 to whatever he rolls, and Toad is going to add a 1 to whatever he rolls. And that is the basis for how the game is going to be. Now, you also both have a special power each. Liam, your special power as Bigby Wolf is that you get to use your wolf form. Now, your wolf form comes in threes. So you have the standard, just a bit more facial hair than usual. You can do that once a mystery. So that would be for this group of stories. And that is basically where all of your stats go up for 1 until the end of the moment you choose to use it. Form 2 is the big grey werewolf version that we saw in the game when you killed or didn't kill Tweedledee. That, your stats go up by 2, but when you leave the form for the rest of the scene, you're going to have 0 strength, 0 investigation, and 0 deception. So if you're asked to do anything, it would just be how well you roll on the dice with no additions. Wolf Form 3, I'm not going to explain yet because I don't think you're going to use it for this story. Jack, your special power is that in a fight, Toad will automatically dodge the first attack.
Okay. Sound?
Yeah. So, without further ado, are we ready to begin?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the episode opens in Bigby's office. Bigby is training his new recruit, Toad. Bigby, you need to teach Toad how to be a detective. How does that look?
You put your cigarette in his mouth, and you should hear this sound. Well, I offer Toad a cigarette.
Jack, are you taking that cigarette?
Oh, right, okay, so I've not done these before. I ain't got a fucking clue what's going on.
That's alright, man.
Yeah, I'll take a cigarette.
Hey,
Cheers,
we're gonna be
Bigby.
like, yeah.
So, you've got these two people just smoking in the office, not doing much
This
work.
is our training, alright?
Just as you are finishing up your cigarette, you hear an elevator ding, and then someone running to the corridor. Into the room bursts Jack. Not Jack as in the Jack playing Toad and in the podcast, but Jack from Jack and Jill Has We Seen the Wolf Among Us game. I need to talk to Sheriff Bigby.
What is it, Jack?
There's blood everywhere. You have to come quick, Bigby.
Alright, fuck it. I was enjoying my cig, but yeah, I was enjoying my huff and puff, but Toad, let's go. This is your first mystery. Let's see why you picked the wrong career. It's miserable. Let's go.
Okay, before you go, you might want to ask who's injured, what's going on, rather than just wandering into a crime scene.
This is just a trap, and I'm just like, yeah, just fuck it. Let's go. Alright, okay. Do you know who it is, Jack, that is bleeding?
Oh, it's Rose Red, Snow White's sister.
Is she conscious?
I don't know where she is. I just went to her house and it's covered in blood.
Okay. Any other details we should know?
I don't know. We haven't spoken in a while. I heard she was throwing a party with a group of Mondays, the night before. So, for example, now, this is a moment where you might want to roll a strength check or an investigation check to see if you can tell anything. So, shall we just experiment with how this works? Can both of you roll your 6-sided dice and tell me what number you get?
I got a 2.
2 as well.
So a 2, but you get to add your investigation skill to that. So both of you have actually got a 4.
Okay.
And with a 4, you can tell he's a bit anxious. He really wants you to take him seriously. So that's just the clues you could pick up from his body language.
Okay, so he's telling the truth. LA Noir mode. Yeah, I believe him.
We should go, mate, shouldn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you go, you know that it's a part of Snow's rules. Now you have to go to the business office first to let Snow know what you're doing. So before you can go to the crime scene, you need to go and find Snow in the business office. Do you want Jack to come with you, or do you want Jack to go ahead to the crime scene?
Is Jack in glamour? Or is Toad in glamour?
Toad is not in glamour.
Then
Jack is-
Toad can
Jack-
stay where he is. I'm gonna see Snow alone, or she's gonna
Like,
flip her shit.
this is sorry, this is awkward. Jack, which Jack do you want? Jack, as in the character Jack, or Toad? Because they're two separate people.
Well, I think Snow's gonna flip if she sees Toad in glamour. So I'll take Jack with me.
He's allowed in the business office because.
Okay, yeah, the Toad come with me then. Yeah, that's fine. That's
he
fine.
probably can't go to the crime scene. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless he hides in like a backpack or something. Maybe that's how we get through the game. Is like Jack's always like hiding in like your rucksack.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll take Toad to the office.
Okay. So you and the pair of you go to the business office. Now, when you get there, Snow White is very stressed. So you go up to the desk and you go. You need to talk to her. Tell her that you need to speak to her.
Snow. Wait, is this Snow that I'm in front now?
Not right now, Bigby. I really need to get on the phone with Bluebeard. He wants to talk about donations and he won't take no for an answer. And I'm swamped. I've got to deal with Beauty and Beast and also Colin. I need him to go back to the farm. I need to break the news to him. I don't suppose you two can help me with that.
Not right now. We've got a crime to solve.
Okay, well, I can't help you until you do this. So first choice of the game. One of you needs to deal with Colin and talk to him about going to the farm. And one of you needs to talk to Beauty and Beast about Beast's glamour not working properly. Who wants to deal with which job?
Right, Toad. I reckon that if you was to go to Colin and speak to him about him needing glamour, that'll be a bit rich. We saw it at the end of Wolf Among Us Season 1. When Colin gets to stay behind and Toad has to go to the farm. So I think we should avoid that. I feel I should see Colin, and I think maybe you should see Beauty and Beast.
You're the boss. I'll go there.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it that way.
Okay, so Snow goes off to deal with Bluebeard, and this is going to work as a bit of a tutorial now, so you get to know the controls a little bit better. So we'll who do you want to start with, Beauty and Beast, or should we deal with Colin first?
We'll go Beauty and Beast. We'll let Jack have a bit of a go.
So you wander over to Beauty and Beast. Now you could see that Beast is he's not quite human. He's got horns growing out of his head and his eyes are glowing red. Clearly his glamour is wearing off because he can't afford a good enough one. And him and Beauty are like arguing. So you need to convince him that he needs to buy a glamour or he's going to have to go to the farm as well.
Hey, Beast. I can see you're in a bit of a state there, buddy. I think you're gonna.
It's not my fault, Bigby. I only really turn into a beast when I get angry, and Beauty, she's just winding me up so much.
Oh.
You go to speak, but then Beauty instantly cuts you off, and then they get into a bit of a row, and you find that you're talking over the pair of them. Now, also, I want to draw attention to, on your stat sheets, you should have a relationship level of your characters. So, Jack, your relationship with Beauty is a 2 out of 10. Your relationship with Beast is a 3 out of 10 because I think you unglamoured people need to stick together a bit more. If you end up annoying a character, your relationship level goes down. If you end up getting in their good books, your relationship goes up. So if, for example, I ask you to convince Beast of something, you're going to roll your dice again and add your relationship score to him. So the better you get on with people, the easier it is for you to convince them to do something. Just to make it a bit more TellTale-like. So first off, I guess I'm going to ask you, are you going to try and lie to them with your deception? Are you going to just tell them straight that they need to spend their money on glamour? As we know about Beauty and Beast, they probably do have the money, they're just being stingy. Or you can just try and beat up Beast, I guess, but you are a frog, so... tread wisely.
I think I'll play it straight with them. You know, this is my first interaction, so yeah, go on. I'll tell them straight. I'll say, look, guys, it's the tough world out there, you know. But you're gonna have to get some glamour. I know it's not ideal, but
Mate, we can't really afford it right now, Toad. Maybe you could give us a loan.
oh, I'm not that. I've got a sun beast. You know, where is TJ? I don't know where he is at the minute. But anyway, yeah. I've not got the money. I'll get in touch with someone, and maybe they can.
What I'm going to get you to do, Jack, is I'm going to get you to roll your dice, and I need you to get a 4 or higher on Beast. So your relationship with Beast is a 3, so this is quite easy for you to do. So could you roll your dice, and if you get higher than a 4, then you won't lose any relationship with Beauty and Beast. They will kind of like see it as like you're just working for the business office, and they won't fall out with you. So could you just roll your dice for me, please?
Mm-hmm. I've got a 2 again.
A 2. Okay, so that's 2 plus your... Yeah, that's a 5 with Beast and a 4 with Beauty. So they don't fall out with you. They grumble a bit, but they kind of... You could tell they're taking out more on Snow than you. So they wander away to get their glamour, and you have successfully convinced them of this. Jack, you could put your relationship with Snow up by 1 because you handled a problem for her. So you just, with Snow White, just add...
Brilliant.
Another brick to that column. Right, should we see how Liam's getting on?
Yeah.
Right, Liam, you go over to Colin, who is smoking one of your cigarettes.
Oh, he fucking did it right. Let's sort him out.
Hey, Bigby. Good to see you around here. That Snow's talking no sense. She wants to send me back to the farm. So Liam, you've got a bit of advantage as Bigby, because you can either send Colin to the farm, you could kind of tell him that you'll like sort Snow out for him, but you actually have a bonus option of you could just let Colin stay at yours if you want. However, if Snow finds out, you might damage your relationship with Snow White.
Can I say to Colin, you're gonna need glamour, buddy?
You know I can't afford that, Bigby. Could you... How do you want to ask him? Are you trying to intimidate him? Are you trying to lie to him? Or are you just trying to, like, be his friend?
I'm trying to be his friend. I'm trying to reason with him. Like, he knows the difficult position I must be in.
Okay, in that case, you're just going to roll... Your relationship with Colin is a 5, because you and Colin are quite good buddies.
Roommates.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Could you roll your dice for me? And because you're asking him to do quite a big thing, you do need to roll higher than a 7. So whatever your score is, plus the 5 in your relationship stats with Colin.
Okay, I got a 4.
Fantastic. Then Colin's like grumbling about he doesn't know where he's going to get the money from, but your relationship with him's intact. That would have been a very different story if Toad dealt with Colin, because Colin and Toad's relationship is only a 1 because they hate each other. And
Oh, I knew it. I knew to do that.
so you've dealt with both of them. Liam, your relationship with Snow can go up by 1 as well.
Okay.
Snow's not quite done yet. However, in the business office, there's a few things you could do while you're waiting for Snow. You can talk to Buffkin, or you could go to the Magic Mirror. Oh, actually, Buffkin and the Magic Mirror are together at the moment. You could go over and talk to them while you're waiting. You could both do that together.
Okay. I guess we do it. Should we check in on everyone?
Cool. So you go up to the Magic Mirror. Buffkin's there. He's just chatting with the Magic Mirror. How Buffkin works in this game is that when you're on your investigation, you have access to Buffkin and Flycatcher. And Flycatcher, he can do little jobs for you outside of the business office. So, for example, if you wanted someone to get a message to Snow, or wanted to like maybe do a DNA test on some blood, Flycatcher would take it to Buffkin, and Buffkin will help you out in the office. So they're kind of like your employees.
Okay.
How the Magic Mirror works is you could check in on anyone you've met in the story so far. So if you're ever in the business office, and you'll be there a few times in this game, you just say the name of the character that you want to check up on, and see what they're up to.
Do we have to do a rhyme?
yeah, you have to do a rhyme to start the conversation, but because I also have to rhyme, you don't have to keep it going.
Okay, cool. Right, Jack, Toad. So I guess we should check on what's her name? Rose Red, is it?
Rose Red. So because you haven't met Rose Red in the story yet, the only person you could check up on would be Snow, who's in the room with you, Jack, see what he's doing after you've left him at the office, or Beauty and Beast and Colin. Although you can imagine they'll just be wandering out of the business office, so it might not be quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'll spy on Jack, see what he's doing, like what he's gone up to after he's handed us that info. Is it just like mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Show me, Jack.
If it isn't Bigby and Mr. Toad, welcome to my abode. And then the mirror moves, and you see Jack is outside a block of flats, and he's kind of guarding outside the door that you assume is the crime scene he was telling you about. And he's looking very nervous. You could tell he doesn't want to look in the room. He looks terrified, but he might just be terrified because someone he knows, you don't quite know how he knows her, it could be dead or missing or injured. So yeah.
Okay.
As you're doing that, Snow White comes up to you. Sorry that took so long. I got off the phone with Bluebeard. Now, what's all of this about a crime?
We're off to Rose Red's place. Jack has come in and reported blood. We're gonna go check it out.
My sister? No, this is Bigby. What's happened to my sister?
We don't know any information yet. Stay calm, we got this.
I'm gonna give you your first big telltale choice of the game. Are you taking Snow with you?
Toad, what do you what do you reckon?
Oh, I don't think we should, to be honest, Bigby. I think that, she's family. This is a crime scene. Emotions might get the better of her, but it might contaminate the scene. I think that we need to keep Snow calm, visit the scene, and tell her anything we find.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll say, oh, sorry, Snow, but it's your family. That's a conflict of interest. Someone who does things by the book can respect that, right?
She isn't happy about this. What I will say is that it's a bit of a tactical thing, because you're going to lose one relationship point with her. So that point you've just won off of her. Can you please take it off again?
Is this both of us, or is this just Bigby?
Yeah, both of you.
Oh,
It
was his fault.
What I will say, though, is that if she came with you, if you did one thing she didn't like, you'll kind of be losing relationship points anyway. So it's almost tactically losing 1 point here rather than losing like 8 later, because she would have micromanaged you.
Classic Telltale.
Yeah.
Classic Telltale.
So, yeah, okay. So we have time to go to Rose Red's apartment. So you head over to Rose Red's apartment. So before you get there, is there anything that you're already thinking of so far? What's your impression about this crime, even though you don't have a lot of information yet?
Can I quickly just ask if the taxi driver is red-haired?
Yeah, he's just a ginger freckled guy. He's not important to the storyline at all.
Can I do an investigation roll on him? I suspect... No, I'm kidding. I'm just going to suspect him the whole game.
You could do an investigation roll if you want, but he's your lead suspect so far. And he can tell as well. He just sees like you glaring at him from the back of the taxi, and he's really, really stressed.
Smoking in the back of the taxi, just looking at him. For real, I don't know. I don't really have any comments. So just this next scene's where we get in the meat, right? So yeah, I'm holding my tongue.
So you get to the crime scene, and Jack's out there waiting. Jack and Jill, not Toad. Do you want to ask him any questions before you look at the crime scene, or do you want to just get in there?
Who did you say was outside, sir?
Jack, who reported the crime to you.
Yo, Jack, why have you come back to the scene, buddy?
Well, I thought that you might want me to help you with some of it. Do you want him to come in with you, or do you want him to stay out there? I mean, you might want to ask him how he found the scene.
Yeah, we'll do that. Go on, okay, tell us everything that happened when you found the blood.
Well, okay, so I don't know if you knew this, but me and Rose Red kind of dated a year ago. And I knew she was throwing this party, and I just kind of wanted to see how it went on. She kind of parties with Mundies a lot. I guess she kind of prefers humans to us fables, because we don't know about Historian. We don't bother as much. And I came over to check up on her, and I got here, and the whole room's covered in blood, Bigby. Something's happened.
Did you touch anything?
Well, I went in to, like, see if she was there or if I could find a body. But I guess I must have touched a few things. But she's not in there. I've checked everywhere.
Interesting.
Right, Jack's already got Toad's already there, like, with some information. Right, would you like to walk into the room?
Yeah, go on then. Let's investigate.
Just to be clear, are you leaving Jack outside?
I don't know.
Oh, should we
bring him with?
Stay with him and then...
Yeah, have someone keep their eyes on him.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, as I think Toad has figured out, if Jack was going to tamper with evidence, he kind of had a chance to do that before you got there. So
yeah.
Basically, as you're investigating, take with a pinch of salt that Jack might have fiddled with it. Is something that you might want to know about. Anyway, you walk in, and it is an utter bloodbath. The room is absolutely destroyed, and all you can see is like someone exploded in the middle of the room. There's blood everywhere. I am going to ask one of you to investigate the living room, and one of you to investigate the kitchen. Now, both your investigation checks are kind of the same, so this isn't as big a choice as I thought it would be. But who wants to take the living room? Who wants to take the kitchen?
I'll let you pick, Jack.
I'm very short. I wouldn't reach the cupboards in the kitchen. So could I take the living room?
Alright, I got a kitchen.
Right, I'll start the living room. So, in this room, on the wall, written in blood, is "No More Happily Ever After." You can roll an investigation check on that if you want.
Yep. So I just roll the dice, yeah?
Yeah, just roll the dice and add a 2 to whatever your score is.
I got a 3.
A 3 is just enough. So, the Toad can tell that if it says "No More Happily Ever After," even though this was a Monday party, a fable must have been involved in this to say those words, "No More Happily Ever After." Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Liam, you can see that as the kitchen's been destroyed, there's an ashtray that's been thrown on the floor, a lamp's been pulled over, and there is a freezer with a padlock on it. What do you want to look at first? Freezer, ashtray, or lamp?
Let's go lamp.
Okay, so the lamp looks like it started off in the living room, but it got thrown into the kitchen. Could you roll an investigation check on that for me, please?
Okay. Oh, a 6. Plus a 2, right? So 8.
Oh, an 8. Oh, fantastic. Right, with an 8, you're like, this lamp has been thrown into this room, but the bulb's not broken. And that you find strange.
Okay.
I will let you decide what you want to do with that information.
Magic!
Over to Toad in the living room. On the floor, there's just blood everywhere. The CDs been thrown on the floor. And there is a stereo by the wall. Do you want to look at the floor or the stereo first?
I'll have a look at the floor, actually. There's blood all over the walls, so let's see if there's any on the floor.
Okay, so can you roll another investigation, please?
Yeah. I've got a 3 again.
3, is that plus your 2?
Yep.
Right, okay. That is enough that you can see that there are pools of blood everywhere, and you're looking around, you're like, oh, I've left a couple of footprints. And then you're thinking, I thought Jack ran into this room to check for a body. He couldn't have done a very good job because your footprints are the only ones there. Also, you're looking at the CDs thrown on the floor, and it's a little bit like there are some CDs on the floor, and then there's some in the holder. And you go over out of interest to the holder, and you can see that the CDs that are there's one with it's Narissa had a live concert from her singing days, and she's actually signed the CD, and that one is fine. It's not touching the blood. So whatever you want to do with that information. Liam, freezer or ashtray?
Let's go. Freezer.
There is a padlock on the door. What you can do if you want is to try and force open the lock by rolling your strength check.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. So it's whatever I get plus a 3. I got a 4 plus a 3, 7.
Okay, so you rip open the freezer door. And the freezer is empty, but you can see blood inside the freezer. Could you do an investigation check on the blood, please?
Okay, I got a 4 again, plus 2, 6.
It's just enough. Using your wolf powers, you know it's Rose Red's blood. But it's quite old, like it's been put in the freezer and been frozen. And on that note, you, as using your wolf senses, you know that the blood around the room is definitely Rose Red's. It's not like Mundy's, it's Rose Red's sister. Snow White's sister has definitely bled in this room, and a lot of blood as well. Toad, you've just got the stereo to check, so could you roll an investigation check on the stereo?
Yep. I got a 4.
You look at the stereo, it seems fine. Not like it seems to have avoided the blood. Yeah. Finally, Liam, in the kitchen you have the ashtray. Can you investigate the ashtray, please?
I got a 1.
1, okay. Yeah, the ashtray's on the floor. There's cigarettes everywhere. You're more annoyed that the cigarettes have been wasted.
Okay.
And that kind of blinds you to any clues that might be there. So those are all the clues you could figure out from this crime scene. Any first thoughts come into your mind?
So if the blood came from the freezer, if it was there first, it could have been pre-stored, and then this could be like a fake kind of made-up crime scene.
Okay.
What was the thing about the CDs as well?
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe someone was there looking for something.
Okay, so you think someone's been looking for something, and Liam thinks that this whole thing's been staged. Do you want to go to Jack with any of these clues?
Nah, he doesn't need to know. I don't think we should we, Toad?
No, we shouldn't start involving a witness in the investigation by sharing details. No, leave
Plus
him.
they have a romantic angle as well, so yeah, it would be foolish to.
In most cases, it is the partner that does it.
Yeah, true.
Aspect number 1.
Okay, what you could do is you could tell him that you want him to go to the business office and stay there, or you might want to tell him to go somewhere where you can interrogate him later if you want to. So your next big choice is, do you ask him to go, do you send him back home, or do you want to pop him in like a holding cell at the business office?
I feel like our relationship with him would be pretty bad if we just put him in a holding cell. Like, he's just pointed out a crime scene, you know, and now we're saying we're going to be holding him against his will. So I'm leaning towards just let him home and then see what he gets up to.
Yeah, we have the mirror on the wall as well to spy on him, so...
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, as when you're telling him this, he starts to kind of get a vibe from you, and he starts blurting out a few things like, who do you think did it then? Because you know it's got to be Bluebeard, right?
What makes you think it's Bluebeard?
Well, when she broke up with me, you know, her next boyfriend after that was Bluebeard. I think she was just trying to get revenge on me because she knows how much I hate that guy. But you know what Bluebeard did to all of his girlfriends before he came to the when he used to be at the Homelands? They all ended up dead. And let's be honest, it's got to be Bluebeard. And what about Prince Charming?
Okay, well, what is his angle? How does he know Rose Red?
Well, you know that's why him and Snow White broke up, because he slept with her when he was married to Snow White.
Did he now? Interesting. Right, okay. Write that on my notebook.
So I think this is a good place to leave it as a cliffhanger, because I'm going to ask you to make a very Wolf Among Us choice now. You've got 3 suspects. You've got Bluebeard, you've got Prince Charming, and you've got Snow White, because you've just learned that Rose Red did break up her marriage, so that means that both Prince Charming and Snow White should be suspects. You get to choose one of those suspects to interview as a team. One of those suspects Toad has got to interrogate, and one of those suspects Bigby's got to interrogate, and you need to pick which order you want to do it in.
Got an idea in mind, Bigby. You want to hear it?
Okay.
So you've got a better relationship with Snow, right? So maybe
I do.
if anyone's gonna talk one to one, maybe you should be meeting with Snow.
Okay, yeah.
As far as Bluebeard and Prince Charming, it's like either or, because we're at the same place with both of them. So I'm pretty happy either way. Bluebeard, Prince Charming.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Should we go? Prince Charming we know the least from, right? But what was the clue that was given earlier? That he was with Snow and then slept with Rose Red. Was that what it was?
Yeah, so Prince Charming obviously was married to Snow White from the fairy tale, and but then obviously he also married Cinderella. So they must have split up, and what Jack's just told you is they split up because Rose Red slept with Prince Charming while he was married to Snow White.
Okay, I think there's probably enough meat on the bones that you could probably talk to him about that there, and then maybe afterwards we do Bluebeard last when we have all our info.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we could get some final things out of Bluebeard.
Yeah.
Amazing. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we're going to leave it there for episode 1. Thank you for joining us. We're going to take up with this next time and find out if they could find any more clues. If people think that they know what's going on, you could put your theories in the comments. But if you do know the answer because you've read the comics, please don't spoil it for others. And we'll see what happens next time.
All right, thank you guys. See you soon.
See you later.
Right, bye.